All right. Brock Day Howard.
Brock Day Howard.
Brock Day Howard Side.
Brock Day Outside.
Brock Day Howard.
Brock Day Howard.
Brock Day Howard Side.
Brock Day Outside.
Bahasam.
Bahashim.
Rakah.
Rakah.
Kadash.
Kodash.
And we want to give double honors to our apostles of great millstone who rule well. And we want to say peace and blessings and salutations to the hopefully elect. On the high spirit, we're in Judah. To my left is.
Ayashima.
All right, today we're going to go into the birth of Westernization. All right. And we're going to start out with an article. Yeah, come on. We're going to start out with an article, man, basically going into the birth of Westernization, because as it says in Ecclesiastes, there's no new thing under the sun. And the world that you're witnessing around you, all right, is the dawn of the world that begun around 300 BC, 330 BC. Okay? So the world that you're witnessing around you is an extension of the world that begun around 333 BC. And I'm not talking about the beginning of time. I'm talking about the beginning of Esau's rulership, starting what today is known as Westernization. Because what was called Hellenization back 300 BC is now today called Westernization. And Esau knows that it's the same thing. All right, so if you could start with this article on Wikipedia.
Come.
This is Westernization out of the Wikipedia.
All right, this is Westernization out of Wikipedia, and it says Westernization, also European nation, Europeanization,
Yeah.
European nation.
Yeah, Europeanization.
And it says or let me just skip.
Yeah.
It said Occident, meaning the Western world.
Yeah.
See Occident in the dictionary.
It says the Western world. See, this is the world that the prophets were being exposed to in their revelations. They were seeing the climax of the Greco-Roman Empire at its last state, man, at its final stage, which would be America would be its resting place, man, the Western world. And when you read the Bible, you're reading an Eastern book with an Eastern mindset, judging the Western world, judging this great city that embodied the Western world, that embodied the Greco-Roman Empire, man. That was the dawn of the Greco-Roman Empire at its fullest, man. Okay?
I got a quick precept.
All right, go ahead, brother.
In 2nd Ezra 15 and 7, it said, Therefore said the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
Yep, the souls of the just. That's us, and that's our elders in the spirit world at the same time. Okay, because they're crying unto the Most High, saying, "Look at the world that you have them in, man. This world is totally contrary to the mindset of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh. That's why if you actually lived the laws, statutes, and commandments 2018, you will look weird, man. Because we are in direct opposition of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, which Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is of an Eastern mindset, man. All right.
And then just making a point, it just talk about how wickedness, has increased exceedingly, man. That means tremendously, man.
Yeah.
So he was speaking of these times, man, because wickedness has increased tremendously, man. In this westernized world that we live in, man.
No.
It says is a process whereby societies come under or adopt Western culture in areas such as industry, technology, law, politics, economics, lifestyle, diet, clothing, language.
Now, what do you have now? Hey, Shalom, brother. How about Shema Shabbat?
Shalom.
Now, it said in which other countries adopt, right? This is Revelations 18 and 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. What is her fornication? Democracy, Christianity, embodied in the form of what? Westernization. All right? And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. What's another term for fornication? A whoring. Now, what did it say in the movie The Last Samurai? One of the samurai leaders quoted, he said, I would not go a whoring after the Western world. Now that's already manifested in Revelations 13. I mean Revelations 18 and 3, because you have different Eastern societies like I want to say Afghanistan and even the Far East like Korea, Japan having the McDonald's, having women having plastic surgery to make their eyes look like Edomite women. Okay, Revelations 18 and 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. All right? But in essence, America is an export country. I'm sorry, America is an import country, and the nations have waxed rich because they have their products produced in their countries and sold in America. But it also said that they took up the wine of the wrath of her fornication, which is they went a whoring after the Western world. These Eastern worlds that still had the residue of the ancient world have been modernized by Western ideology. All right.
I got a quick one, bro.
All right. Go ahead.
This second Ezra 16 and 46, and thou Asia, going back into Moab and Ammon.
God.
You know, woe, it says, and thou Asia, thou art partaker of the hope of Babylon.
Revelations 18 and 3. They drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
And it said, and art the glory of her person.
Yep.
Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her.
Okay. Made thyself like unto her.
Come.
All right, let me get that scripture right quick. All right. I think that's Revelations 13 and 15. It says, all right, well, I started 12, Revelations 13 and 12. And he exercised all the power of the first beast, all right, before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, worship the first empire, the first Roman Empire.
Roman Empire, come.
Yep.
Because you had the Roman Empire, you know, I think it was Claudius, the Caesar. He said he wanted to put the whole known world in the toga, man. Yeah. That's the modern day suit and tie, man. You know, which is symbolism that you have conformed to this westernized mind frame, man.
Yep.
You know,
God, whose deadly wound was healed. How was the Roman Empire's deadly wound was healed? Through something called the Renaissance period. All right, which was the rebirth of the Roman Empire. I'm gonna skip to verse 15, and I want you to read that last part in Ezra again. Revelations 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. What does the word image mean? Image is the copy of something, a replica. All right, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So the beast is the Roman Empire. The image is the replica or the copy of the Roman Empire, man. So you're replicating yourself like into what? The Roman Empire, man. So if you don't become westernized, then basically you're in opposition to America. All right, that's why everybody that has an Eastern mindset are looked at as primitive. All right, they're called terrorists. All right, they're called the ways are old, so to speak. You know.
You want to finish this?
Yeah, can you read that last verse again?
Come, and it said back in second Esdras 16 and 46, and thou Asia, thou art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person. Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her.
The image of the beast. You've made yourself like unto the Roman Empire, the extension of the Roman Empire, which is America. Now Asia, which the countries and cities in Asia, China, Tokyo, Korea, they've all been westernized. South Korea, yeah. North Korea is still in their they're set in their ways, and that's why they are an enemy to America. I don't think they have a central bank yet either. All right, correct me if I'm wrong, but South Korea, Tokyo, Japan, China, they've pretty much been westernized, man. All right, they took up the hope of and the glory of Babylon. They've taken the image of the beast, which the beast is the Roman Empire. The image is a replica of the Roman Empire, man. So the world has once again been westernized or Romanized or Hellenized, man, in a modern sense, man. All right.
I'm finished this, and it says that and has decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee.
Because China has always desired to commit whoredom, where the Asian world obviously has desired to commit whoredom with America. We were at an East Indian restaurant and we wanted to embrace their culture, so we didn't eat with a fork or whatever. But we looked to our left, it was a bunch of East Indians, Elamites, with a suit and tie, eating with a fork, looking at us strange, man. All right, because they partook in the hope and the glory and made themselves like it to America, man.
Con.
All right.
I got another quick one.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
This is Jeremiah 51:7. It said Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
That's the scripture that I was looking for. The made all the earth drunken, man. Made all the earth drunken through what? Democracy, Christianity, embodied in what? Westernization. They modernized the world. Westernization is cool to the eyes of a lot of nations, man. All right? But what it does, it takes the integrity and the morals and the standards away from those nations. So, yep.
Go ahead,
So
bro.
you got it.
I'm just saying they see in the long run, that it's nothing but death, and low morality for their nation, man. That's
Yep.
why the nations are mad, man.
Yep.
And they see by agreeing with this westernization, all right, taking upon this westernization, they see, all right, but by the way that America has weaponized the dollar, all right, that they have been duped, man. So these nations are mad, man. They have drunken, the cup, of this Babylon juice, man.
Yep.
What you want to get, bro? We gonna keep going on art.
Yeah, come.
All right, and it says, Westernization has been an accelerated influence across the world in the last few centuries, with some thinkers assuming Westernization to be equivalent of modernization, a way of thought that is often debated. The overall process of Westernization is often two-sided in that Western influences and interests themselves are joined with parts of the affected society.
That Western influence. The nations have drunken her for wine. Asia desired to be likened to the hope of Babylon. That's not talking about ancient Babylon. Show me what it was talking about ancient Babylon. All right.
Keep going.
Yeah, come.
And it said, the overall process of Westernization is often two-sided in that the Western influence and interests themselves are joined with parts of the affected society at minimum to change towards a more westernized society in hope of attaining a Western life or some aspects of it, while Western societies are themselves affected by this process and interaction with non-Western groups. Westernization traces its roots back to ancient Greece. Later, the Roman Empire would take on the first process of Westernization as it was heavily influenced by Greek and create a new culture based on principles and values of ancient Greek society.
Westernization first began with ancient Greece, and this is in the Wikipedia, and all I did was type up Westernization. All right, so now let's get that out the scriptures, all right, because the Bible speaks truth. This is First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Shittim and had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he had reigned in his stead the first over Greece, and made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth, and went through to the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up, Salah. All right, and I'm going to get to the main point. All right, so this is the root of the Westernization, and it says, verse 9, and after his death they all put crowns upon themselves, so did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. So it said basically during the Greco Empire, the Grecian Empire, after the death of Alexander, evils were multiplied during the earth. Now they just told you in the Wikipedia on the Westernization, the Westernization started with the Grecian Empire. Now we just gave a description of the birth of the Grecian Empire. Then it said during the Grecian Empire, roughly, that evils were multiplied in the earth. So Westernization is evil in the sight of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. All right, and Westernization is mentioned in the Bible. Okay? And then we're going to get the birth of our people being influenced by the Grecian Empire through Westernization. At the time, it was called Hellenization. Okay? I'm going to get First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, "Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have we have had much sorrow." So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief. Right? And that was the birth of us being westernized at that time, called Hellenized. And when Paul, the Apostle Paul, wrote the epistles um to the different churches of Corinth, Ephesus, okay, the Church of Rome, these were Israelites who were under the Greco-Roman influence called Hellenization, which would now be called Westernization. So Paul was talking to converted Westernized Israelites. Just like now, when when the Apostle Heart came out with the videos in GMS, and different camps woke up, and in different churches across the world started in America woke up, he was talking to westernized converted Israelites, meaning that we were Israelites under the influence of westernization that had woken up through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai back to our heritage, back to our nationality. All right, it was the same thing, and and Apostle Paul was admonishing us and exhorting us to flee out of that westernization, Hellenization, man. Okay.
I got a quick one, bro.
All right, go ahead.
This First Corinthians chapter 1, verse 22. It said, "For the Jews require a sign, and the Greeks seek after wisdom."
But who are those Greeks, man? Those Greeks were Israelites who were under the influence of the Greco-Roman Empire, man. All right, they were Westernized Israelites, man, or Hellenized Israelites. If you go into the history, they would be called Hellenized, but it's the same thing as Westernized, man. Israelites in America, we'll look at our forefathers like, man, these are like the Pakistanians, man, because we've been Westernized, man. If we gotta go and sacrifice a goat, we'll go crazy, man. You know, if we gotta, our women, if we told our women how they should dress according to the scriptures, they would get offended. The average woman has been westernized, so she really can't digest the word, man. The average Israelite has been westernized, so he can't digest the word, man.
I can say this.
Yep.
It said, read again in the First Corinthians. It said, "For the Jews require a sign, and the Greeks seek after wisdom." And that's those Israelites, you know, that was engulfed, all right, in all these philosophies, you know, of the Greeks, all right, and the Romans at that time, man. You know what you had, Aristotle, Socrates, you know, different writers that had all these different philosophies, man. You know, the book of Acts, it tell you how Apostle Paul came across a group of jakes, you know, that every day, you know, they would go to the marketplace to tell something new or to hear something new, you know. And that's what you see today with Polite, Sonality, Black Conscious niggas, all right, Dr. Omar Johnson, you know. He seeks after some type of magnificent wisdom, man. That's why this gospel, which I'm going to keep reading, and it said, "But we preach Hamashiach crucified unto the Jews a stumbling block, and unto the Greeks foolishness," man. The gospel is foolish to guys like Polite, man. This nonsense, man. They want this high, scholarly, Edomite wisdom, man. You know, that's what they seek after, man. They want to hear something that's never been taught before, never been heard before, man.
A one word with 50 syllables.
Yeah,
to make them look impressive.
And I got that go to a Greek word Hellenist in the this is the Zondervan compact Bible dictionary, you know. And these are the Jews, the Greeks, all right, that the Apostle Paul was addressing, man. It said Jews who made Greek their tongue, and with it often adopted Greek ideas and practices, man. You know, because all those guys do is practice Greek ideas and practices, man. Trying to get a bank going, you know. That's a Greek idea and practice, man. You know, trying to get
a Black Wall Street,
you know, all these different ideas, you know, the economy, you know, with the inside, Esau's economy where it's based on paper. All right, our economy back in the ancient world, all right, was based on actual resources, man. What the elites use today, man. Their wealth is based on resources. But Jake wants to start a Black Wall Street based on paper, man. All right, that has nothing to do with real wealth, man. But due to Westernization, the so-called white man had pushed that idea, all right, that money, all right, is a form of wealth, man. All right, which is nothing but a rat race, man. Because when the economy crashed, all right, that's not going to affect those people living off the land in the Middle East. When the world economy crashed, man. Those people who live strictly off the grid, off they land, man. But to everyone that's in this rat race on the grid, all right, they're gonna be devastated, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Because they stayed upon Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
You keep reading, bro.
Nah, that's it, bro.
I got I found 2 points I wanted to bring out.
Okay, come.
This is what website this is allocation.com. All right, and it goes into the Greek influence. All right, on the modern world, and I want to go into the first two. And it said democracy. All right, and it says according to the Merriam-Webster, a democracy is a government by the people in which the supreme power is vested in the people and exercised by them directly or indirectly through a system of representation, usually involving periodically held free elections. Going to how the president serves a 4-year term. They can only serve 2 4-year terms. It said the ancient Greeks created the world's first democracy. Going back to the elder point when he said Greeks started Westernization, man.
Yeah, we'll get this real quick.
Go ahead,
this is the Roman Empire in its birth. First Maccabees 8 and 13. Also, it's like 8 and 13. First Maccabees 8 and 13. Also, that whom they would help to a kingdom, those reign, and whom again they displaced. Finally, that they were greatly exalted. Yet for all this, none of them wore a crown, or was clothed in purple to be magnified thereby.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, how they had made for themselves a senate house, wherein 320 men sat in council daily, consulting a way for the people to the end they might be well ordered, and that they committed their government to one man every year, who ruled over all their country, and that all were obedient to that one, and that there was neither envy nor emulation among them. There goes that democracy.
Mm-hmm. And there was the Greeks actually westernized Japhet, because you had the Romans started Japhetic people.
Yeah.
And then Esau slid his way in it. And he's a vulture culture. So that shows you even how the Greek, all right, they were the birth of it, and then how the Romans took that on those Japhetic people, man. But Greek, Esau infiltrated it. Cause like it's Esau, he jumps from one identity to another. Greek, then the Romans. Cause even the Greeks, the original Greeks were Japhetic people. But then he jumps from Greeks to the Romans. Then he goes to Europeans.
That's why a lot of Israelites say that Esau was Japhetic.
Yeah.
No, Esau invaded the land of Japhet and conquered that land and infiltrated their culture.
And it says the ancient Greeks created the world's first democracy. Athens started out with a monarchy and then advanced to a oligarchy.
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah, oligarchy until it finally reached a democracy. The democratic government consisted of 6,000 assembly members, all of whom were adult male citizens. The assembly voted on issues throughout Athens. In order for a law to pass, the number of votes needed to be a majority, but in order to banish or exile someone, all 6,000 votes were needed. Going to where you have the Senate, all right, and the House of Representatives vote on different things, the Congress, and it had to be a majority for different laws to pass, man. And said today, at least in the United States, we use a democratic system, but instead of direct democracy, we have a representative democracy in which the citizens democratically vote on who should make the decisions in the country. This is different Then ancient Greeks direct democracy was citizens voted on the decision rather than choosing people to make the decision. So what Esau and his craftiness, now the people, they so called vote, people in to make decisions. Because really what you had was a puppet government, and then you had the elite actually running the government behind them, man.
God.
And this is point two, the last point I'm gonna get is going to the alphabet. It said the alphabet derived from the early Phoenician alphabet. The Greek alphabet was the first alphabet in the Western sense of the word, featuring the distinct letters for vowels and consonants. It was developed after the Dark Ages, going back to the Renaissance, and consisted of 24 letters ordered from the alpha to omega. Believe it or not, the word alphabet originates from the first two letters of the Greek alphabet,
Alpha and beta. Yeah, wow, that's deep, man.
It says today many letters of our modern alphabet originate from the Greek alphabet, including letters such as A, B, E, and O. The Greek originally had a signal form of each letter, but created uppercase and lowercase versions of the letters later.
Wait a minute, brother. Read that again. Start from today.
Like I said, today many letters of our modern alphabet originate from the Greek alphabet, including the letters such as A, B, E, and O.
So E and O. So a lot of you people say the word Jehovah or Jehovah.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say Jehovah because there was no E or O sound until the Greco-Roman Empire. All right, so that cuts out the E and O, man.
Jesus.
That cuts out Jesus, man. All right.
It said the Greek originally had a single form for each letter, but created upper and lowercase versions of the letters later.
Yep.
That was a point on that.
Hey, did you have any other more scriptures?
I think in that Maccabee, first Maccabee, there was another point. And then Romans, was it 12? Is it 12 or 2, bro? Let me close out on this.
So my word says, "Be not conformed to this world."
This is back in the first book, the first Maccabee chapter 1, and I'm starting at 41. It said, "Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people." Going to how they were trying to form that new world order back then, man. All right, like the brother said, there's nothing new under the sun, man. The same spirits come back on the planet Earth doing the same thing, and that's why you have the prophets coming back prophesying. You having the Greeks coming back doing what the Greeks were doing. The Romans coming back doing what the Romans doing. All right, everything is coming back into their life, man. And it said, verse 43. Yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and to the cities of Judea that they should follow the strange laws of the land, man.
Yeah.
And that's what Esau has pushed on our people today. Follow these strange ass laws that he has, man. You're supposed to honor gay marriage. Bestiality is acceptable, man. Now they pushing pedophilia, man. Making it normal, man. All right. All this is going into these strange laws, man. God. The woman being over the man. All those are strange laws, man.
That's why we were referred to as Gentiles, man.
God. Yeah, that was it. Man.
And strangers, All right. Romans 12:2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High.
And he's writing this to who? The Israelites in Rome.
Yeah.
So he's telling them, don't be conformed, all right, to this world, this system, man.
This westernized
system, man. But be you transformed in the renewing of your mind, man. All right, which is through the scripture, man. Because we have to live by these precepts, man. These precepts were here, to guide us, all right, through this Westernization, man. On what to do and what not to do, man. On how to walk, man. Because we were born, all right, in the world, that teaches you to be contrary to the scriptures, man. So we have to cleave to these scriptures, all right, and do what the scriptures say, man. And that's how you be transformed and renewed, man. And your house shy, all right, grows in you, man. Like the elder brother said, the reason why your house shy can't grow, all right, and a lot of Israelite men is because they not conform, all right. They not conform, all right, to your house shy these precepts, man. All right, they still conform to Westernization, man.
Like you nigga Israelites rapping all the damn time.
Yeah,
Every Israelite camp got a motherfucking rap group, man.
yeah. Fitted hat.
Then they got the niggerisms and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in front
man.
of the beans and all that old shit, man.
Yeah, man. Y'all are westernized Israelites.
Yeah,
That's why y'all go crazy over rape.
Yeah, y'all Greeks, man.
Y'all are Greeks, man. That should be an insult to you. You should feel insulted when we say that you're a Grecian or a Roman, man, and you're a goddamn westernized Israelite. Because basically, you're not a real Israelite. All right, did you have any closing points?
No, it was it, bro.
Hey, with that, we want to give all honor and glory to
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. We want to give double honors to our apostles of Great Millstone Ruel. Peace and blessings to the hopefully elect, the house of David. All right, and we hope you brothers are edified. To the next lesson, Shalom.
Shalom.